I rushed to the hospital desperate to donate bone marrow for my son, but accidentally overheard a shocking secret. I wasn't his biological father in that moment. I finally understood my wife had long gone astray. She even made me raise the child. She had with her first love. There's nothing more humiliating in this world. No wonder she took our son to the mountain villa every weekend and always said I couldn't come because I was afraid of snakes. Turns out she just didn't want me interrupting. Their family reunions back then, our baby supposedly died, but thinking about it now sends chills down my spine. Maybe she gave up on that child herself because she wanted her first child to belong to her first love. The thought tore me apart. I asked my sister to help me find out the truth. Not long after my wife video called me asking where I was, I stayed. Calm lied that I'd gone out to buy coffee. She didn't suspect a thing, but right before she hung up, I clearly saw a man's hand resting on her shoulder. The woman I'd loved for more than 10 years was having an affair right inside our son's hospital room. Soon my sister brought news she had found the doctor who delivered our first baby, and he said our child never actually died. Hearing that filled me with hope. I rushed to the hospital ward, and when I saw the watch and bracelet on the man with her, I knew it was the same person who'd just held her in the video. Before I could step inside, my wife suddenly hugged me from behind, but the warmth I once felt was gone. Her first love walked over to greet me with a smirk. I ignored him and walked away. A while later, he texted me, told me to come to the underground garage for a free show. When I got there, I saw them kissing. And what made me angrier was learning that the child from back then had lived a miserable life. Bullied and mistreated for years, I thought. At least if she abandoned him, she'd make sure he lived well. But she'd actually let her first love hide him away. I could only imagine the suffering that poor boy endured. But the truth was even darker that night. Her first love came to my room. He showed me a video, a thin, frail child being forced to take drugs. Rage consumed me. I punched him to the ground. My wife saw it all later that night when I went for a walk. Someone hit me hard from behind when I woke up. I was tied up in an abandoned warehouse surrounded by her first love and his thugs. I tried to threaten him using my wife's name, but he laughed. Said the whole plan was her idea, then told me to call for help, but my phone was dead and she didn't answer. I don't know how long I was out. When I woke up again, I was in a hospital bed. My wife hugged me, pretending to care. I pushed her away and shouted at her to leave. Just then my sister called. She had found my real son. It was the only good news I'd heard in days. I asked her to help get the boy a temporary visa. I didn't want to keep fighting her first love. Egon knew where my son was, so I had to act calm on the day I was discharged. My adopted son handed me a glass of water. I drank it and blacked out when I came to. I was in a dark basement. A few snakes slithered nearby, my greatest fear outside the door. I heard my adopted son's innocent laugh, asking if I was having fun playing with the little snakes under the weight of pain and horror. I finally fainted. Luckily, my sister arrived in time, rescued me, and brought back the frail child. I finally saw my real son at that moment. All my pain disappeared after being discharged. I held my son's hand, and with my sister beside us, we walked into the airport. I left behind both love and hate for my wife, and